Hello everybody, and welcome to your past life soulmate tarot reading. In this tarot reading, we are going to explore the past life energies that you have shared with a soulmate who is very significant in your life, the first person you thought of when coming to this video. And you may find that as I'm explaining your past life journey with each other, you're going to think, wow, that really is a lot to do with what's going on right now, this life journey. And that's very normal. That will tell you that you and this soulmate have been working on some soul lessons for a couple of lifetimes. So you guys are very intertwined with each other. Okay, so we were going to look at the past life energies, who you guys were, what your journey was, and then we're also going to look at where you're at right now today and how the past life correlates with the current life journey. So go ahead and pick a crystal ball to, look into your past life with your soulmate. We have the Selenite, and then the green Aventurine, the rose quartz, and then the amethyst. So decide which one of those you feel is calling your name. I will start with the selenite. There are timestamps for the others below. Hello there. So those of you attracted to the selenite crystal ball, let's start by pulling some past life energies between you and this soulmate, what was going on, what your lives were like, what lessons you were working on, things that were left unfinished, unsaid, undone. So let's get right in. All right, so we have sacred contracts. What this tells me is you and this soulmate have many lifetimes that you've experienced with each other, and you have many more to come. And this could be a 26,000 Earth year soul contract. And if that's the case for many of you, this could be your twin flame. All right, but you and this particular soul are going to experience each other in every single life journey that you have on the earth plane for 26,000 years. And that could go, not 26,000 years starting today. You guys are already in this 26,000 year cycle of this soul contract. So this is a very, very significant soulmate to you. Next is forgiveness. So in the past life, a big life lesson, soul lesson that you both were working on comes down to forgiveness. And this could be where you did things that left some unbalanced karmic energies, or they did some things, it left some unbalanced karmic energies, or you both did. But there was an issue of forgiveness and release in this past life. So that energy comes forth into this life journey, and you guys are going to go through some sort of lesson with each other to bring you both into this place of forgiveness. Okay, and for some of you, it could be your life journey and their life journey prior to meeting is very heavy and intense, but coming together in this union is a healing soulmate experience for you, which brings you both into the vibration of forgiveness. So I know past life, which comes over into this life, you guys are working on forgiveness, life lessons that bring you into this understanding in a very powerful, deep way that the conscious mind cannot possibly understand or comprehend. This goes very, very deep. Next, we have fear, ego, and drama. So there was a lot of chaos in your past life with each other. And this is just part of the journey, part of the script, okay? You've got to think of this 26,000 year soul contract with this soulmate as each lifetime is just a chapter in this very large story. All right. And so this last lifetime, you guys signed up for a lot of turmoil, chaos, struggle, and challenge. And this could have been experienced through each other, or you both were kind of like the port in the storm for each other, where you had intense life journeys, and very similar to this, like coming together was a very healing relationship for you. So that can go two separate ways, all right? Apply it how it fits most for you. But man, this last life journey was filled with a lot of chaos. All right, and now we have, oh yeah, look at that karmic board. So this is just that confirmation that there are some unbalanced karmic energies from this past life journey that was created within your connection. And it could be on your behalf, their behalf, or a combination of both of you. And you guys did go through a lot, okay? This is not negative, like you did bad, you did wrong. You guys are in a cycle of learning and working with a life lesson that has a lot to do with forgiveness and resilience, inner strength. Last lifetime as well as this lifetime, a lot of soul evolution is achieved. And you know, there is some karmic energies that were left undone when you both transitioned last life journey. So let's pull some cards to look at your energy specifically and their energy specifically, who they were, who you were. All right, so I read you over here, I read them over there. However, this is a general reading, so it's interchangeable. If you feel like this is more you, you can swap it, okay? So over here for you, this past life, the Vandal, fire energy, Page of Wands, start new project using skills and courage, be adventurous and ambitious, spring energy and impatient. So with this, you were definitely younger than your soulmate in this last life journey, okay? And it could have been by quite a few years, you coming through as a page. And you were somebody who was very ambitious. You had a lot of ideas. You had a lot of zest for life. You were very spontaneous. You were definitely a handful of fireball. Okay, you could have been a fire sign for sure in your last life journey. Take a look at where your south node is at to confirm that. Anyways, you were a handful. You had a temper, all right, and you wanted your way when you wanted it. That's definitely an element of the Page of Wands. Doesn't mean you were a bad person, but you wanted what you wanted when you wanted it, and you were going to get it. And if you didn't handle it very well. You were very competitive as well, so you won much more than you ever lost. However, when you did lose, you took it very, very hard. So you were somebody full of life, your energy, very charismatic. It drew people in. You were warm when you were like at your high. You would be somebody who's the life of the party. You could make anybody laugh. You could uplift and inspire anybody. Your energy just intoxicating and bubbly. At your worst, you could be very verbally cruel and lose your temper, you know, again, because you had this competitive nature about yourself. You really did not like to lose. And when somebody double crossed you, they better watch out, okay? You were a beautiful person, but you had a very fine line, and when somebody crossed that, you're like, I will treat you how you treat me. And when they cross that line, you could be just as dirty, if not meaner, than they are, okay? So people didn't tend to really provoke you and try to screw with you in this past life because, again, you were a great person. Your vibe feels really nice, but also you could handle your own, no question. And for your soulmate, they are coming through as the Moor. They are fire energy as well. And look at that. They're coming through as the King of Wands. So yeah, there was definitely a big age gap between the two of you. And this is success. Guidance by someone with higher knowledge creates something lasting and worthwhile. This is Cancer and Leo energy. So King of Wands, they could have been a fire sign in the past life journey, but they, much like you, was somebody who really went after what they wanted. And this person had amazing follow through. They were a leader, a very dominant energy. They could have been a business owner. They were very similar to you. Okay, you guys, this is like twin flames going on. However, when you incarnated, you were much younger than they were in this last life, okay? But you're fire, they're fire. That's twin flames to me. This is a beautiful soulmate connection, and they really guided you and protected you. Their temper could be just as bad, or if not worse than yours, them coming through as a king, okay? So much like you, they were very ambitious, competitive, and they didn't like to lose either. They didn't. And so you guys could have been a very strong power couple with each other. A lot of fire. Their energy, very charming, very uplifting, life of the party. Everybody looked at you two in envy, okay? And the problems that you guys had, I don't feel that you shared with people. Like, you guys were this couple that appeared to have everything, appearing to have it all. All right, so let's pull some tarot dice to go in deeper on you. We have Justice, Five of Cups, and Two of Cups. So what this tells me about you is this unbalanced karmic energy. I think your soulmate left you heartbroken, betrayed you in some capacity, okay? And that energy was not balanced, was not healed, was not finished or complete at the time of your transition or their transitioning. And again, you coming through as the page, if there wasn't this, big age gap, then I feel you transitioned before they did, coming through as the page, them coming through as the king. Okay, so they were either older than you or you transitioned before them. Either way, there was imbalanced karmic energy. And you have Justice with the Five of Cups. And what is that pertaining to? Two of Cups, this soulmate connection. They broke your heart. They did something that felt very much like a deep betrayal to you. And I don't think those energies were resolved on any level when you transitioned or when they transitioned, because look at that, we have the forgiveness and then the chaos and the unresolved karma, and boom, right there in the first three dice that came out for you. Okay, so they definitely did something that really rocked your world, and it was not resolved. So let's pull some dice for them. Okay, so they're coming through as the Queen of Swords with the Sun, and we have the Eight of Cups. So they walked away from you for like to be in the spotlight, for fame, for fortune, for status. They may have even left you for another person, coming through with this Queen of Swords. So they could have left you for an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But, with the Eight of Cups there, they walked away from you because they thought like, I will get further in life, or I will achieve more. And that's where your broken heart came into play. All right. Ultimately, they came into a lot of sadness about this choice here, but I see 100% what happened. That's what this is all about. Like, you need to forgive them, and that energy plays out into this life journey. Okay. They walked away from you. They left you holding the bag. They abandoned you, and it broke your heart. Okay. And it's like they either wanted like fame, fortune, to be like in the spotlight, have more status, or some really amazing things could have happened to them. So you guys, you know, are together when this person's really building themselves, and then finally they get there, they build themselves, and then maybe walked away from you, even though you had been the one helping them lay that foundation. Okay, so that's definitely some sort of dynamic that you guys have been working with for learning a life lesson. And I'm going to shut the camera off for just a second because I got to swap out the battery. So you'll notice a little bump. So just 1 second. All right, so I switched out the battery. Okay, let's pull some more past life energies, and we are going to look directly at you and directly at them again. But they definitely left you brokenhearted, and look at what just flew out. So we've got spouse. You guys were absolutely married at some point in this past life journey, and they left you. They walked away from you. And I think it just broke your heart, and the energies are still coming through in this life journey. So you are coming through as the scribe and the writer, and they are coming through as karmic relationship. So that explains a lot about this. There was a karmic that showed up on the scenes, okay? And that really changed things about your guys' relationship and connection. You coming through as the scribe and the writer, you were somebody who was very deep, very creative. You could have wrote stories, poetry, music, for the newspaper, religious things, all right? You probably have a calling to writing this life journey somehow, some way, even if you just really love to read. Okay, so that was a big part of you, and I feel like every step of this journey, like you had a journal or something, like you documented a lot, and the bloodline in which you had incarnated here, I bet you those diaries, they still have them. Okay, like you really documented a lot of things, very meticulous with detail, sharing a lot, and I feel like it didn't just go with you, like it's been passed down. You could have also been like an author of sorts, and maybe you read your own work today, okay? But that was definitely a part of who you were. And this karmic relationship coming in on their side, I really do feel that they left you. You guys were married. They left you for this karmic. They came into a place of deep remorse at some point, but I feel like it was too late because the karma was left unresolved. So in this life journey, you guys are definitely still dealing with this in some capacity. So let's pull some more cards and just see what your contract was for this past life. Reaching out, acceptance, sexual attachment, heartfelt message and gesture, and taboo things. So it doesn't have to be this way, but I'm apt to feel that you were female and they were male, because I just over here, and you know, it could, females can be very promiscuous too, right? So there is that. But what I see is like this person was like a cheater, because we have the taboo things, and then with this heartfelt message and gesture, and then the sexual attachment, it's like even after this person walked away, I feel like you guys still had a relationship going for some time where there was still intimacy playing out between the two of you, and it got to the point where you felt like that's all there was going on, is a sexual relationship, because you know, we have the reaching out, so there was a lot of back and forth, and there just came a point for you, I feel, that you finally accepted them for who they were, and you may have you know, always been available to them because this was the true love for you, but they just could not keep themselves out of trouble and taboo things. And what I see going on is I feel there was a lot of third party karmic, there was a lot of cheating going on, and there came a point where you like found evidence of such things. And with acceptance, you either like turned the other way and just tolerated it, and you, with the Eight of Cups, you allowed them to step out on you, or once you confronted, that's when they walked away from you, but they would still try to dip back into your life. Either way, you were very brokenhearted over that. There's a lot of unresolved energies around that. So you guys are definitely dealing with this similar energy this lifetime to, you know, overcome these energies of past life, to really learn those lessons. And learning lessons at the soul can take multiple lifetimes, okay? Evolution is a very slow process. So you guys are on point. You have a soul contract that goes, you know, 26,000 years, and every lifetime is just a chapter in that story, in one large story. So you guys will overcome this energy, absolutely, but this may explain a lot about your connection this lifetime and why certain things play out the way they do. So let's pull some cards and get into this lifetime and see what's going on there. Right, you are coming through as the sea turtle, some water energy, the Page of Cups. So you're the Page of Wands last lifetime, Page of Cups this lifetime. So I do feel this lifetime, this person may be older than you as well. Laughter and humor heal, avoid shyness, accept compliments when due, emotional struggles, teach unconditional love. So you are a very sensitive soul this life journey, coming through as a sea turtle. You could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but this is more about you, and there's a really sweet innocence and purity to your heart, to your mind, to the way that you love, the way that you see other people. You are a very gentle, tender soul this life journey, quite opposite of who you were last lifetime, okay? You were a fireball, and this life journey, I just see you being really in the vibes. You could be empathic, you could be very intuitive, psychic even, okay? You're just very tuned in and connected to all things, energies, people, environments, and you, opposed to like losing your lid last lifetime, this lifetime you may struggle with really bottling up your emotions to the point where then they finally explode, okay? So let's come over here to your soulmate, and they're coming through as the hippie, a major arcana energy. So yeah, I do feel again like they're older than you. Be true to yourself, free your mind, get out of unclear or trapped situations, the devil. So they could be a Capricorn, but much like last life journey, they're very dominating. They like to be in control. They like to have the upper hand. They're very ambitious. They're focused on building themselves. They're focused on having nice things this life journey. They like luxury. They like comfort. They are a hard worker, okay? But coming through as the devil, they can be very mean and cold at times, all right? They could be very mean and cold. So let's pull some tarot and go deeper. The movement of swords. So you guys definitely struggle with communication, okay? And that's coming out on this reaching out from last life journey. So you guys do struggle with communication. On acceptance, we have the Six of Swords, and it's the turtle. You are coming through as the sea turtle. So this life journey you know, if you guys are repeating this where this person can't seem to make up their mind and there's all this karmic energy, you're able to let go and move on and free yourself from that much easier this life journey than last lifetime. Under the sexual attachment, you are much stronger emotionally and mentally this life journey than you were the last life journey. And honestly, I feel if this person tries to dip in, dip out, there will come a point where you cut them off. Like, you don't care. You, even though they're coming out as older and like maybe more established in life, you are definitely wiser and more in tune and in touch and aware this life journey than they are. And so we have the Eight of Pentacles. So you both will learn quite a bit from each other this life journey. And now we have the Eight of Wands. I do feel, unlike last life journey where you guys just couldn't get it right, I do feel this lifetime you will. You're gonna both evolve quite a bit through this Eight of Pentacles that has come out. You both will evolve, and it's much easier for you to accept and release and move forward, whereas last lifetime I feel that you really hung on to them. You didn't want to lose them, but this lifetime, because of all the evolution you achieved in this past life, you can rise above that, come into a place of acceptance and say, okay, fine, you know what, you go do you, you go be you, and see how that works out for you. Okay, and you're just so in tune and very wise this life journey. All right, so let's pull a couple more dice to look at you and this lifetime. Wow. If that does not speak volumes, we have the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups coming through. And you have the Page of Cups. So everything's there except for the King. What that tells me is you have strong water energy in your chart. Either like your planets, there's planets that form a grand water trine. You are a water sun, you are a water moon, you are a water rising, or just a lot of planet placement in water energy. Oh my gosh. Because man, you have everybody but the King coming through, and that tells me you are so in tune. You are very intuitive. You are wise. You are loving. You are healing. There is nobody like you that they will ever meet this life journey. Okay. And also you have the Ace of Swords coming through. So you are connected into the angelic realm. You have a lot of spiritual power, and you know, you may struggle with your emotions, going through bouts of depression or really being on overload, feeling everything. That's just how you're made. But you are wise, and you will always find your way back to balance. You will always see the higher perspective, and oftentimes you will always feel like you are the bigger person in this connection, just because of the way you're made and the energies you're working with this lifetime opposed to them. They are more 3D based, and you are definitely more 5D based this life journey. And those two different perspectives is how you guys interact with each other to work through your life lessons this lifetime. Okay, so let's pull some more dice on them. All right, so they are coming through as the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance with the Tower sitting on top. So they are going to go through a lot of karmic balancing this life journey. And you know, what gets them right, what gets their mind right, is some crazy shakeup event that happens in their life. And that's where like they come to their senses, and it changes them. It truly does. And it's a process though, okay, with this Knight of Pentacles. And interesting, you know, the Capricorn energy, the Knight of Pentacles is earth energy, which is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay, and then also Temperance is Sagittarian energy. So this person, very 3D, they want to build themselves, they want to have money, they want to have luxury, they may kind of take advantage of people, but there's an event that will take place. It's like a cascade of things that happen because they have this energy they must balance, and in that space that really wakes them up and stabilizes their energy. And that's where I feel you guys overcome all of this and you shift into a new cycle with each other. All right, so let's pull a couple of chakra cards, one for you, one for them. For you, we have all things work best in conjunction with all things. So this is about your entire chakra system. And that's just, you know, a beautiful confirmation to me of this energy in which you are. You are so connected into the spirit realm. This is a much more spiritually based lifetime for you than your previous lifetime was. And over here for them is the sacral chakra, letting go. Letting go is not giving up. Sometimes it is the first step towards success. So, you know, this karmic balance for the soulmate, there's just a lot that has to shift in the ego for them, okay? And they need to come into that sacral, be more compassionate, more empathetic, not just to you, but to everybody. So they're going to go through some changes, and they're going to learn, and they're going to grow. And after that, it's a major shift within them, okay? So those are your messages for the Selenite crystal ball about your past life connection with your soulmate. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello there. So this is for those of you that felt attracted to the green Aventurine crystal ball. Let's pull some past life energies, open up your Akashic with your soulmate, and see what was going on this past life, and you know what you guys were doing, what you were working on with each other, as well as any unfinished business. Okay, that one definitely, oh. How many do we have there? Okay, so those three definitely were like, nope, we are part of this. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, wow. You guys have the sacred contract. This actually came out in the first reading as well. So you, my friends, you and this soulmate are something quite special with each other. This is where you both signed a soul contract for 26,000 Earth years, okay? Where every incarnation you will experience each other somehow, some way. This is a very important soulmate for you guys. Some of you, this is talking about that twin flame journey, twin flame connection, and you have a contract for this earth experience for 26,000 years to achieve growth and evolution. All right, so this soulmate is somebody very, very important to you. And that jumped out. Remember that. Next is protection. So in this last life journey, you were very protective of them, or they were very protective of you. This feels like there was a lot of love between you and this soulmate this last life journey. It felt blessed. You guys definitely felt destined. That doesn't mean that you never had troubles or went through some hard times, but the basis of your connection definitely felt divine. You were aware of the soul bond the last lifetime, as you are this lifetime, okay? There was just something very special about the way you guys came together, and it's such a familiarity between the two of you. You were very, very protective of this connection, as were they, and it could have caused some jealousy, all right, just because of how strong the bond is, or the bond was in this life journey. Wow, lives between lives. So from this last life that's coming through to this life journey, you guys spent quite a lot of time in the angelic realm, okay? So this life journey, both of you are very advanced souls. you could identify as starseed, light worker, okay, or just a very wise old soul, because you know, life between lives, you guys spent quite a bit of time with the angels before you came into this journey. So this life journey, when you fully awaken and activate through each other, you could come into an awareness of a higher arcing mission that you're here to do and complete with each other, which is the upliftment and the evolution of humanity. Okay, so that's coming through quite strongly for some of you with this card here. And lastly, we have the solar plexus chakra. So this, it means there was a lot of power struggle between the two of you, the last life journey. Okay, you both may have been very dominating personalities, but you were both very powerful people. You know, people sought you for advice, for counsel, for help. You guys could have also been into metaphysical things this last life journey as well. Okay, and Spirit's looping me back around. Some of you, this goes beyond that twin flame. This is that blue flame, high vibration frequency of love, and not very many people on the earth plane at this time are capable of harnessing that frequency and projecting it towards, you know, humanity and other people. You guys were definitely working on that, coming into that evolution last life journey. You both were very powerful and wise souls, you know, back then as well. All right, let's pull some cards and look at you know, who you were, who they were. And I will read you over here. I will read them over there. However, since this is general, it could be interchangeable. If you feel like that's more your side, then, you know, that's you, this is them. So you just go with what seems to feel the best. All right, you are coming through as the drum, as energy of temperance. You could have been a Sagittarius, but this here speaks more to me about your higher level of wisdom, of spirituality, of knowing, of understanding this powerful being you were, and you're coming through as major arcana here. So it says, calm balance is the key to making good decisions and finding the best solutions. Everlasting faithfulness. So you were a being who really needed balance and harmony in your world. Okay, you were a lover. You were not a fighter. And Chiron, the wounded healer, is associated, you know, the centaur, to the Sagittarian energies. So I feel that you were definitely a healer on some level. And again, you for sure were connected into like the metaphysics back in this lifetime as well. Like that's a part of your lineage. I do feel that your soulmate also has this same encoding, but you absolutely 100% were among the spirit realm, and you your life was more about the upliftment and evolution of humanity, helping people, healing people. That was your primary focus. And again, you were a lover, you were not a fighter. Very powerful force to reckon with you were. However, you really utilized your energies for the good, the highest good of all involved. And they are coming through as the sea turtle. So it's water energy, and it says laughter and humor heal, avoid shyness, accept compliments when due, emotional struggles, teach unconditional love. So they're coming through as water energy. And that means they could have been a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But this lets me know that much like you, they were very spiritually sensitive. They were intuitive. They could have been psychic. They were a wise being. Because you are coming through as a major arcana and they are coming through as a page, I feel that you were definitely more aware to your gifts and the spirits and all of that than they were, but they're definitely there. Like they're their process in like the metaphysics was much more limited than yours, okay? But they felt it too. They were a part of that energy as well. So let's pull some tarot dice and, you know, go a bit deeper. Okay, look at that. Yeah, for you, we have the Sun and the Ace of Wands. You were powerful. You were a very loving, healing, safe place for many. You helped a lot of people in your last life journey. And look at this with the Nine of Swords sitting on top. You helped people out of really tricky situations. You may have taught the law of attraction. You were able to like read minds. Like, oh my God, you were powerful this last lifetime that is coming through. And so there is no way that you're not that this lifetime. I mean, there's no way that you're not super spiritually based this life journey. You were a wealth of wisdom, and again, a lover, a healer over everything else. You tried to fight against the injustice. You really tried to liberate people in their minds, okay? And just depending on what point in history this was, you could have really tried to help liberate certain oppressions that were going on at that time, okay? That's just this life journey here was not about like you. It's like you gave your life to spirit 100% with what I see here, all right? And you may have been very well known as well, okay, with that sun coming through. All right, so for them, we have the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Cups. So what this tells me about your soulmate is they were a very beautiful energy as well. Okay, very charming, very healing. They were all about like the happiness of others. They really had this desire to bring wish fulfillment to others, to restore balance, to restore happiness. Oh my gosh, you guys were these beautiful people, both of you. And look at this, we have the Page of Wands coming out on top. So I do believe you guys also had a child together, okay, with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands coming through in the energy. And you know, you could have been the male, them the female, you could have been the female, them the male, but I definitely believe you guys had at least one child with each other, okay? And you both had the same vision for your life. You could have been incredibly religious opposed to metaphysics, okay? It's just whatever you were attached to, it was the belief in your heart, and it was for the highest good of everybody. You followed a very strict path of righteousness, of grace, of doing the right thing, of loving, of being. Oh my gosh, you guys are some beautiful souls. That's all I got to say about that. Beautiful people making beautiful changes in the world for the highest good of everybody. Let's pull a couple more past life cards to look at both of you. Okay, so you are coming through as trees. I'm not surprised to see that. You definitely were spiritually gifted, okay? You talked to the angels. You talked to, you know, passed on spirits. You were very connected into the higher realms, and you were also connected into Mother Earth, Gaia, the elementals, like all energies. You were a powerful psychic, I want to say. Even if you were very religious, you had this ability, okay? You brought forth divine messages for other people, no question. And they are coming through as phobias. So they definitely experienced some traumas last life journey, and those traumas they experienced come through this life journey. They need to work through that energy. Your soulmate could have been very abused in childhood. Their last life journey, they could have had a lot of mother issues, okay? And when they met you, like, you changed their world, you activated them. There's just some trauma that existed within their experience before they aligned to you, and they have phobias to this day. They're energetic, they're written, you know, in the Akashic, and part of this life journey is to help them overcome these phobias. And much like last life journey, you may be the one that is able to open them up and lead them to the space within, the shadow energy within, so they can face it and resolve it and transform beyond it. Okay, so let's pull some cards to look at what was going on this last life journey. Look at that. First card out, Twin Flame Love. You guys were very much in love with each other. You knew. I mean, right there, you knew. Once you met, you knew. You're the one, you're where I belong. We have dishonesty and mixed signals. And I'll explain each one of these after I get them all drawn. We have deep regret, healing together, and sexual nostalgia. So when when your soulmate met you in this last life journey, they were a mess. Okay, they'd been through a lot. They absolutely had been through quite a bit, and they were very sensitive. They were very withdrawn into themselves. You know, they could have been outgoing and had a lot of friends, but very, very few people truly knew this soulmate of yours. They were quite secretive. There was a lot of trauma in their life, and so when you first meet them, you sensed that, but they tried to hide it from you, and they may have tried to act out with you because they're used to being disappointed, they're used to being hurt, so they may have caused some heartache, some disruption in this connection in the beginning, but they got it together, okay, because then we have deep regret. So then they got it together, and when they got it together, you guys came back together, and you had a very, very deep healing, and from that point forward, you guys were in full recognition of your connection and your journey and your mission for this lifetime here. And with the sexual nostalgia, what that tells me is your connection that you experienced with each other was so special and unique. It was heart, it was mind, it was body, it was soul, okay? And nobody else compared. Nobody else compared. So let's see how this energy plays out into this lifetime and what you guys are doing this lifetime. You are coming through as the hippie. So another major arcana, which could be Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn, have strong Capricorn in your chart. But this is the devil, and it says, be true to yourself, free your mind, get out of unclear or trapped situations. So the devil, you are here to dispel that negative, lower vibrational energy. You definitely have a spiritual mission this life journey, as you did last life journey. And you know, this is the next transition. This is card 14. This is card 15. So it's like you are the Fool on the major arcana journey. All right, so if you want to look at your soul contract here, this 26,000 year earth year contract, you guys are like, you know, in the very middle of it, with you coming through, you know, 14 and then 15 like that. You definitely evolved exactly as you were supposed to last life journey coming into this journey, okay? And you need to think of this 26,000 year contract as like a big story, and each lifetime you share with this soulmate is one chapter in that much larger story. All right, and you successfully achieved everything that you set out to last life journey. And this journey, it's like you go up a level, and your spiritual, your vibration, your energy is a naturally higher frequency than the average person. Your energy is still very healing. Okay, you have power just like you did in this last life journey, and they are coming through as the Page of Wands. So they're coming through as a page in this lifetime as well. And this is start new projects using skills and courage, be adventurous and ambitious. They could be a fire sign, but them coming through as a Page of Wands, this life journey tells me that they are very ambitious. They want what they want when they want it. They can be amazingly sweet and charming and fun and silly, the life of the party. But sometimes they can be a bit bratty and act out of control. Like, I want what I want when I want it. Okay. I feel much like last life journey, you are more awakened. You are much more aware of things than they are. They're still coming through as a page. Okay. So you guys have this 26,000 year cycle. And what's interesting is it's almost like you are this more advanced being and soul than they are. All right, but you guys are intertwined. You're beautiful soulmates with each other, and this doesn't mean like you're more grown. What this means is you've had more experience in the earth plane than they have. Much more experience than they have. Okay, and you may have already ascended your human experience in the past, and now you're just coming back to do this work for humanity. And this is your soulmate to accompany you with that, coming into their own evolution in the journey, in the process. All right, so let's pull some more, oh no, tarot cards first. Let's pull some tarot cards and look at how this life journey is unfolding and what's going on. Oh, look at that. There's that devil again. So you definitely are here for a spiritual mission, all right? You are, no question. And the Eight of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Innocence of Pentacles, and the Innocence of Cups. So we have two more pages coming through. I really feel like, much like last lifetime, you and this soulmate are going to have kids. It's like you could have two little girls here, or one of you has kids coming into this connection, and like the other one picks up the parenting duties of like an absent parent. Okay, but there's definitely two little kids being referenced here, and with the pentacles and the cups, that's feminine energy to me. This is general, so it doesn't have to be females, but it's like the same gender. These little children, these little girls that I see. So this is not about children. It's like you and this soulmate are going to have like two new beginnings with each other, because with the Eight of Cups, there's this period where you may walk away from each other, and I do feel it's because their energy is a bit more immature than yours. Okay, so you may walk away from each other, but you will come back together. Absolutely, 100%. Okay, you are here for a higher spiritual mission and purpose in general, and you are helping your soulmate evolve and come into the same level of evolution you are. And so at times you may feel like this person's mama, whether you are a male or female. Okay, like their immaturity, it can really get under your skin at times, but you absolutely love and adore them, and there's nobody else like them in the world for you. And maybe for some of you, they could be younger energy than you, younger in age. And then, you know, here, some of you, there's like these two children that are highly significant about your connection with each other. All right, so let's pull some tarot dice. All right, so you are coming through as justice, judgment, and the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, You are a very fair, true, and honest person. You're going to do what's right. You just have major arcana after major arcana speaking about you and your energy. Okay. You really give to other people. You are all about fairness, justice, equality. You may be the voice of certain movements, of major changes, taking place in the world. You could be a big time activist. That is what you are here for, the upliftment and the evolution of humanity. And it just keeps coming through over and over and over about you. Okay. And you are also helping this soulmate evolve through the process. And that sometimes I feel like they just get on your nerves. And with the page there, the page here, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. There could be actually 3 children, like 2 boys and a girl, and it may be they had 2 children, you have 1 child, or you have 1 child, they have 2 children when you come together, or one of you has 2 and you have a child together. Okay, so 2 children or 3 children is very strongly referenced in this reading, and I just think Spirit's doing that as giving you some sort of confirmation that you've been asking about. Okay, they are coming through as the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and then the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so that's very awesome that they're coming through with 2 aces, but with that Ten of Swords, much like their last life journey, I do feel that they suffer some serious traumas in this lifetime, and when they first come into union with you, that might cause issue, and they may act stupid, but they're going to wise up because you are very healing to this person, and they really turn themselves around at some point in their journey. All right. And your guys' energy is so different. It's crazy to me. You help them believe in themselves. You help them come into higher understanding. You help them become very solid and stable within their current life journey. Okay, so let's pull you some advice. We have fertility. Let your life burst forth from the seeds of creation. And that's you. That's your energy. You are such a healing person. You are psychic. You are spiritually connected into the angels. Everybody who comes into contact with you cannot help but be affected by who and what you are. You are such a beautiful being. And they have the crown chakra, peace and stillness. The answers will be revealed. So they are definitely going to have an awakening. You are instrumental in that process for them. They have some heavy things that they'll have to shed, these negative things that have occurred in their life before you guys come into union, but they will absolutely get there. Okay, you guys have a higher purpose with each other, absolutely, for sure. So those are your messages about your soulmate and the past life that you shared with each other. I hope that this has helped and has brought you some clarity and insight. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello there. So this is for those of you that were drawn in to the rose quartz as your crystal ball to reveal your past life with your soulmate. So let's pull some past life cards and see what comes through for you guys. We have truth and justice. So there were definitely some unfinished energies between you and this soulmate last life journey. So you may find everything I am saying about this past lifetime is exactly what's also playing out this life journey. Okay, because there was a lot of energies left undone. So we will get into what that's about as we pull more cards. Okay, and so we have the male relationships, and what this tells me is whether you were the male or they were the male energy in this connection past life, this is the one who really screwed things up in this connection. Okay, so it has a lot to do with the male. And look, it's number 24. This is card number 42. Okay, so yes, the masculine energy this last lifetime really complicated things and didn't follow through on soul contract with you. Okay, and look at this, life between lives. So you and the soulmate both had a very long life review after this past life journey because of how awry things went. Okay, I think you guys really veered off the blueprint that you had set up for yourself, and it has everything to do with the masculine in this connection. So there was a longer than usual life review for both of you once you transitioned, okay, to help balance you and prepare you for the completion in this life journey to which you were working on here. All right, and now we have the heart chakra. Oh, this soulmate is a heavy one. And you know, in this life journey, you might think of them as a karmic. Okay, they are not a karmic to you. They are your soulmate, and you guys signed up for some heavy, intense lessons to help evolve and expand the heart chakra, bring you more into higher vibrations of the love frequency. However, again, things really went off track, and it has to do with the masculine energy in this connection. So let's pull some cards to look at you specifically and your soulmate specifically. I will read you on this side. I will read them on that side, and this is who you guys were in a past life. And since this is general, the reading can be interchangeable. So let's see what comes through for you. All right, so you are coming through as the Knight of Pentacles, the Orange Tree. Find your loyal supporter, one with determination, patience, and common sense. And this entails Leo, Virgo energy. So you could have been a Leo or a Virgo in the past life, but you were not the problem. You were not this masculine energy coming through as the Knight of Pentacles. You were somebody who was very loyal, very honest, very stable, very true, very forgiving. Okay. And I think your heart got broke big time by this connection, and that's why you needed a longer than normal past life review, okay, because of the deep seated pain in which this relationship caused you. They are coming through as the moon, and it says keep your eyes open, double check everything, things may be hidden from you. So they could have been a Pisces or Cancer, but coming through as the moon, oh my goodness, this person was very secretive. They could have been a liar, they could have been a cheater, they could have struggled with substance abuse, they could have been physically, emotionally, mentally, verbally abusive. They were just a very heavy energy to deal with, and you're coming through as a knight, they're coming through as a major arcana. So they were definitely the more dominating force in your connection, and they had a lot of secrets, they had a lot of emotional issues that they chose not to deal with, and I feel you were so invested in them. And for you guys, this could have been like a friend or a family member or a romance. All right, we'll pull more cards to go in deeper about the relationship you shared with the soulmate, like how it played out. But yeah, they were in the wrong. They did a lot of dirty things. They really veered off the path, which kind of screwed up the plans, the blueprints for what you were hoping to achieve last life journey. And so for you, the longer life review, I feel you were spending with the angels, with a lot of healing to your energy field, okay? And they were spending more time in that like review of self and choices and consequences. All right, so let's pull some tarot dice. All right, So you are coming through as the Six of Pentacles and the Star, along with the Nine of Wands. So you, oh my gosh, you were so beautiful. Okay, you could have been younger than this soulmate in this last life journey as well. But what I see here is you always forgave, you always gave, you always did your part. And at times you felt like you were carrying the burden, the challenges all on your own. This relationship really pushed you to your limit. Okay, but you always believed, you prayed, you hoped, you did everything in your power for this soulmate, this last life journey. Okay, you are a very beautiful person, know that. And you put up with a lot from this soulmate. Okay, they are coming through as the Hierophant and the Magician and the Hermit. Okay, normally I would see this as very spiritual energy, but the way I feel this is this person manipulated you and others through their like religious beliefs, their spiritual beliefs, their emotions. They coming through as the Moon and the Hierophant, they could have been very intuitive, even psychically gifted. However, they used it for personal achievement, advancement. They took advantage of other people, okay? And nobody really knew who this person was, not even you. They were very private, and they had a lot of reckoning to do in their transition because of the choices that they made. So this soulmate, there's a lot of karmic energies that they have to balance out with you and others in this life journey, okay? So let's pull a couple more cards to look at your past life energies. Okay, so you're coming through as the trees. And what that tells me is you you were very connected into the angelic realm this past life. You believed in angels. You could have been very religious, okay? But you you followed a different compass than most people. You did believe in unconditional love. You did believe in turning the other cheek. You did believe in forgiveness, and you had so much hope for this soulmate. And look at, they're coming through as forgiveness. So they knew that they did you dirty, and that there was a reckoning that had to be had, okay? They knew that before they transitioned. They received that same message in their past life, or in their life review, okay? So you are on point. Your energy, your karma, beautiful, even though this person put you through so much, okay? And they have a lot of karma to balance this lifetime, and the forgiveness. So the way the universe sets this particular life journey up may be very interesting, because the dynamics, you know, may be reversed. Maybe this life journey, you're putting them through a few things, or, you know, they go through hell and back before they come into your life, this life journey, okay? It's just they have a lot more evolution to do. They really veered off, which, you know, screwed up the contract that you guys had for last life journey. So this person has a lot of karma to balance, not just with you. They were very manipulative this last life journey. So let's kind of see how that all unfolded for you guys. We have sexual attachment, angel guide, revelations, incredible heartbreak. And see, you got the angel guide, and then you've got the feminine with the wings here. So you definitely were connected into the angels, okay? You were an earth angel yourself, and karmic flame journey. So in this last lifetime, they really did take advantage of you and hurt you and use you. And you always forgave, you prayed, you know, and again, this person does not have to be a romantic soulmate to you, even though we have the sexual attachment. Obviously, for some of you, they are. But I do feel for others of you, they played the character of like a friend or a family member in this last life journey. But man, they did manipulate. They broke your heart, okay? And there came a point where I kind of feel you cut them off, you let them go, and you always had this hope in your heart that they would come back, that they would get it right. And I'm not so sure that they did, okay? They got really tangled up in some karmic relationships because, you know, karma works in a single lifetime, but it also is spread out over multiple lifetimes. It's just a big formula. And so they started receiving some of that energy back before they transitioned, but it was nowhere near complete, especially not with you. Okay, you carried this relationship, you invested so much more of yourself, of your time, of your energy, of your emotion into them, and they just took advantage, and you finally came to the decision that you can't deal with it anymore, and it destroyed you to walk away from them or cut them out of your life, but you couldn't take it anymore. So I feel that you eventually walked away from them in this last life journey because you could not take it anymore. And here's the angels, you being very connected to the angelic realm, and you being an earth angel, and this person just broke your heart over and over. I mean, we got the heart chakra there too. They broke your heart over and over. So let's take a look at who you guys are in this life journey. What's going on in this life journey? All right, you are coming through as the Empress. So another beautiful, strong, stable, loving energy. Through bursts of creative energy, you fulfill your potential, artistic inspiration and perseverance, creativity, with Venus coming through. So you are a very loving person. Your energy is naturally abundant and vibes in a higher frequency. You know, people like to be around you. You may have a tendency to really take on responsibilities that you don't have to. You may give beyond your means sometimes. You are definitely an empathic, sensitive soul this life journey who cares about people. You're real, you're honest, you're true. You're very similar in vibration as you were in this last lifetime. However, you had a major leap in evolution coming through as a Knight of Pentacles into a major Arcana energy for this life journey. They are coming through as the almond tree, and this says logical and practical advice from a woman on money matters. They are the Queen of Pentacles. So they went from major arcana down into a court card. So there was a lot that they did not complete, and they may be an earth sign this lifetime. We've got Sagittarius and Capricorn energy, but that could involve Taurus and Virgo as well. And this person, they're very interested in the 3D, in the physical, in the material. They may be much more 3D based than you are, and that may create struggles between the two of you in this connection. But they're definitely softer than they were last life journey. They're more into their emotional body than they were last life journey, and cause and effect comes through pretty strong for them. Now, whether they make the connection or not is another story, but a lot of karmic balancing for this person so that they can, you know, achieve this life journey what they set out for last life journey. So let's kind of see how that unfolds for you guys this lifetime. Ace of Swords, the Naked Heart, Three of Pentacles, Innocence of Pentacles, and the Devil. Okay, so I do believe in this life journey, this person, this soulmate of yours is going to evolve enough to be a very solid energy in your life. Okay, it looks pretty solid. However, with the Devil down there, that could indicate, you know, there are going to be some issues, some problems that spring up, but it is nothing like last life journey. In fact, this kind of appears to be where you may question this soulmate in your life and want to pull away. However, if there's any sort of separation between you and this person, you will come back together with this Innocence of Pentacles, okay? You will come back together when the energies are right. And this person, the coding within them, they're made up quite differently than they were last lifetime. I feel like they're kind of cut off a bit from their personal magic because of the misuse of those energies in their last life journey, being very manipulative, controlling, using people to get what they want, kind of glamoring them, you know, finessing them. And so this life journey, there's some sort of setback, or they're cut off from those energies, and so they may feel this life journey that they were born at a disadvantage, whether they were born into like a crazy family, into poverty. They just feel like things don't ever work out for them. They struggle being the underdog this lifetime, but it has everything to do with who they were last life journey. Okay, so let's pull some more tarot cards. All right, so you are coming through as the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords coming through. So you are definitely going to feel as though you are spinning your wheels with this soulmate at different points on this life journey, okay? You're going to feel that, and you might actually cut them off, cut them out of your life, much like you did last life journey, but it's going to come much quicker, and it's not going to impact your heart, okay? Your heart the way that it did last life journey. And you're kind of like a tough love for this person, and that's what opens up their heart chakra. That's what activates them this lifetime. They are meant to come into the evolution that they missed out on last life journey by the misuse of their energy and their personal power, okay? And you, I do feel like you are just a very beautiful energy this lifetime, much like last lifetime. And there comes a point where you are gonna, you know, put your foot down and cut them off and make them accountable and responsible for who and what they are. Like, you're not gonna tolerate their BS to the same degree that you did the last life journey, okay? And with the Ace of Swords, Archangel Michael is also very strong in your life. You have a very deep connection to the angelic realm. They will always protect you. They will always tell you when somebody's doing you dirty. All right, look at this. They have the 10 of Swords with the Fool and the 3 of Wands. So this is their karma balancing. They're going to go through a lot of heavy stuff this lifetime, but all of this needs to happen to create this awakening, this activation, this new version of themselves through this Fool energy. And with the 3 of Wands, it may be like, you know, there's 3 major things that have to happen in their life for them to truly wake up, but they will get there. They absolutely will get there this lifetime. Their angels and their spirit guides are going to see to that. The contract was adjusted, all right? This person really needs to evolve and catch up to where they missed out last life journey. And you are more empowered. You are emotionally and mentally much stronger this lifetime than you were last, and you're going to put your foot down much sooner, okay, than you did in this past lifetime. And I just keep feeling like tough love, because again, you evolved as you were supposed to. They kind of de-evolved here. So let's pull some chakras. For you, we have the throat chakra And it says, use creativity to transform your pain into positivity. And that's your Empress energy. It's like whatever gets you down, you're going to always bounce back and have a major come up and come back from any sort of setback that you have this life journey, because you deserve that, okay? And you can't have a life journey with absolutely no challenges and setbacks, or you wouldn't continue to evolve. So for you, who you are, every setback you have, you're going to always find a way to turn it around and, you know, make it towards your advantage to grow and evolve from. And they're coming through as the sacral creation. The flames of destruction will ignite a rebirth. I mean, that speaks volumes, right? For what the message we've already received about this soulmate of yours. They've got to kind of create their own ruin so they can rise from those ashes and be reborn into a higher frequency version of themselves. And we also see that with the Fool. So those are your messages about the journey that you have had with your past life, or with your soulmate in your past life. I hope that this has brought you some clarity and insight. I am sending each and every one of you lots of love and light. Take care. Hello, so this is the reading for those of you who were drawn in by the Amethyst crystal ball. Let's get right in and pull some past life energies and see what was going on in this past life with your soulmate. What were you working on? What was left undone? Shamanic initiations. Okay, so you both lived a very spiritually based life, your last life journey. Okay, and one of you could have been a shaman with this card coming out. Either way, you lived your life more in like virtue and karma, and it was more of a 5D experience rather than a 3D experience for you and your soulmate this last life journey. Look at that. Look at that. Definitely picking up some Native American energy. Now we have animal totems. So this is you both having a deep connection to nature, to animals, and you could like you could sense things, like you knew when the weather was going to change. You were just very tuned in to Mother Earth, Gaia, and the entire nature kingdom, as well as other human beings. This was a very spiritually based life journey coming through. Look at that, teacher and mentor. So you or this soulmate, you could have been a shamanic master, okay? Teaching others, leading a tribe, being the wise one. You definitely shared your wisdom, or your soulmate was sharing wisdom, or maybe both of you were just at this level, okay? So that's a pretty powerful message coming through. And look at this, throat chakra. Not surprised to see that. So you guys preached the word, for whatever that means for you, okay? You could have been very religious. You could have been very spiritual. This to me feels more like if you were religious, it would be like Buddhism or Hinduism, okay? And following those teachings with these two. And then here, teacher, mentor, and throat chakra, you like led people, you gave advice, you were a teacher. It could be in the spirits, into like, you know, spiritual evolution and stuff, or you could have been an actual teacher, you know, in a school, in a university, as well as your soulmate. You were both in these positions to teach, to speak, to guide, all right? And this could even be like if you were Native American, you know, that Indian energy I'm picking up on, you could have been like the leader of a tribe. Some of you, this feels more like Asia or India, so like I live in the United States, and I just always think of the United States because that's, you know, where I've been my whole life. But for many of you, I don't feel that this life right here was within the United States unless it was like you were a Native American. Otherwise, I'm feeling like Asia, India for you guys. So you may feel a connection to those energies, or you may have been born, you know, into that lineage, this life journey as well. But you both were very spiritually based individuals, and you taught, and you were wise, and people listened to you. You had a strong voice, both of you. So let's pull some cards here to look at your energy specifically and their energy specifically, who they were, who you were. I will read you on this side. I will read them on that side. However, it can be interchangeable as this is a general reading. You are coming through as the Empress. Thoughts burst through bursts of creative energy. You fulfill your potential, artistic inspiration, and perseverance, creativity, kindness, completion, with the energy of Venus coming through. So you were like the divine mother. Okay, I'm inclined to feel that you were a feminine energy in this last life, and you were like the cosmic mother to people. You were a healer, you were a teacher, you were a provider. You were ruled by the energies of Venus, which means you operated at a much higher frequency of love than the average individual that was walking around on the earth at that time. Your soulmate is coming through as the hippie, and this is be true to yourself, free your mind, get out of unclear or trapped situations, Capricorn energy, with the devil. So they could have been a Capricorn, but what this tells me is they were somebody who really dispelled fear-based energies from other people. You both are coming through as a major arcana opposed to a court card. So that just confirms for me that you were higher vibrational beings this last life journey, which obviously this life journey, you both are higher vibrational beings. You are connected into the spirit realm. You are awakened. You are aware. You are connected to nature. All of that comes forth into this lifetime with you. And you may also have a platform in which you share your knowledge, your opinion, your voice is heard, as well as your soulmate. Okay, so you were two very strong, evolved souls in this last life journey, and you taught, and you were here for the upliftment and the evolution of humanity. So let's pull some tarot dice and go a little bit deeper and see what else comes out. Okay, so you are coming through as the Fool and the Hermit, with the 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles. So you were definitely a teacher of sorts in this last life journey. Okay, this, what I see here is you as the Hermit, very wise old soul, teaching the new, teaching the young through that full energy. And you know, the 8 of Pentacles is all about lessons, learning, and growing. So you were definitely a teacher of some kind in this life journey. Okay, more than just if you were a mother and you had your own kids. It extends much further beyond that. You were either teaching the youth, or you really helped people awaken to their spirituality. You absolutely were a teacher. Okay, let's come over here to your soulmate. Oh, look at this. Oh, we have the Lovers with the Queen of Wands, and we have the Empress energy. So you came through as the Empress. They also come through as the Empress. You guys were beautifully paired. You mirrored each other. Twin flames, soulmates, two hearts beating as one, you and this soulmate of yours, okay? And their energy was very healing and captivating. I feel like out of the two of you, they were definitely the more outgoing social of the two of you, okay? But man, you guys were perfectly matched, perfectly paired this last life journey. And I do believe like you guys were married in whatever form that played out in, you know, where you grew up, your belief systems. You guys believed that you were meant to be. And I feel that you and this soulmate were together for a lot of your life journey, okay? Because both of you are coming through with two major arcanas in the dice with a minor, okay? And so two major arcanas and then a court card over here. So you guys had a very, very long life together, you know, as husband and wife, or with two empresses, you know, it could have been a same gender relationship. But no matter what it was, you both were very beautiful, spiritual, advanced, wise beings who helped many, many people. You guys had a love for humanity. You had a compassion deep within your heart. And you guys may even have had where you helped animals, you helped rescue animals or house animals. I am picking up that energy with both of you coming through as the Empress and the animal totems. It could also be where you had foster children, okay? You guys brought in a lot of lost little souls, orphans, you know, because I do see the guidance there. No matter what you were doing, you were a teacher and your soulmate supported you in every step of that journey and believed 100% in you, and you guys shared the same sort of religious spiritual belief system. And you know, people probably looked at you in envy. You guys were like a power couple, not in the sense of the word of what it would mean today, but back then in this life, okay, people really looked up to you guys. And you were a symbol of like righteousness and the way to be, the way to love, the way to live your life. Very powerful beings, you and this soulmate in this last life journey. So let's dig in a bit deeper about, you know, what you guys shared together, what you went through together. So we have other influences, reaching out, ego consciousness, long-term separation, and loyalty. Okay, so there did come a point in this last life journey where you guys did separate, okay? You guys were apart from each other. And, you know, this is a general reading. So some of you, I feel like this was more of like for spiritual or religious purposes, like one of you traveling, spreading a message, going off to learn, going off to meditate. So some of you, that separation, that long-term separation is more about that rather than a conflict between the two of you, okay? And for others of you, I do feel that there was some outside influence, there was some karmic energies that may have come in between the two of you, okay? However, you guys overcame that. There, through the long-term separation, you know, the one who screwed up reached out, and then you guys, you know, spent the rest of your days in a beautiful, harmonious connection and relationship, okay? So this person was in your life very early to the very end, and there was definitely a period of separation. And you know, that could be something else where you guys met in youth and then, you know, life happens and you go your own ways, and then at some point later on in adulthood, you know, the universe aligned you back together. That's what that could be for some of you, okay? But I do know that you overcame whatever that separation is about, and when you came back together, it was a beautiful, harmonious connection and relationship till the end of your days, both of you in this life, okay? So a little bit of conflict, a little bit of challenge there, but it's nothing too crazy, and you guys did overcome it. So when you came back together, I'm telling you, people looked upon you two as like the golden couple, the way to be, true love. And if you wouldn't have, you know, made it till the rest of your days through this reconciliation, it would have broke more hearts than yours, okay? You guys were definitely a symbol of like love, and a religious symbol for some of you, okay? So let's pull a card here and kind of just see what's coming through. This is about past life as well. And I actually meant to draw these before I did the lineup, but there's purpose in everything, right? So let's see what comes out here. All right, for you, we have love life. This person was truly the love of your life. No question there. And over here, we have biblical. So whatever it was spiritually that you guys believed in, you guys both followed it all the way through, especially them, okay? And part of this separation may be where they kind of fell off and lost their way, and you know, got caught up in some negative energies, lower vibrational energies, and that's partly why you had to separate. But the core of them is very pure. It's high vibrating like you, so they will always find their way back, okay? And with biblical, this could also be talking about like the timing of this connection that's coming through in this reading, all right? But they were the love of your life, and they believed you know, in spirit and God, and they followed that. They really did. But at some point, I feel like they kind of lost their way in that, but they found their way back for sure to spirit and to you. And from that point forward, it was a very evolved, sort of harmonious connection that you guys shared, okay? So let's see how all this plays out now into this life journey. Let's pull some cards and see how you guys are projecting for this life. All right, so that's you. This top card will be them. So you are coming through as the moon. Look at that. Keep your eyes open, double check everything. Things may be hidden from you, and this is some Pisces energy. So maybe you are Sun Pisces, you have your moon in Pisces, rising Pisces, or a lot of planet placement in the Piscean energy. But you coming through as the moon, you are a very, very sensitive soul. You could have prophetic dreams, a lot of signs and imagery. It comes through in your dreams. You meet with the, you know, higher council of beings on the astral plane. You are empathic. You pick up on the energies of others very, very easily. All of this of who and what you were last lifetime definitely comes into this life with you. So you may be prone to moodiness and emotional fluctuations because you really do absorb the energies around you. So that's something that you may have to work on this lifetime, is recognizing where you end and others begin, and what's your emotion and energy opposed to others that you've just like picked up on randomly. But you are very, very sensitive. You are also very private. You keep your cards close to your chest. There are very few that truly know who you are, the deepest part of you. You are very guarded. there is a like a ritual about you and the way you go about life and what you do. You may consider yourself like a witch or a sorceress, you know, working with magic. It's just you are not an average person walking around on the earth. You are not a 3D individual. You are definitely 5D, very sensitive spiritually, okay? And they are coming through as the mermaid, which could be some Scorpio energy. So they may be a Scorpio this life journey, have a Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, or a lot of planet placement in 8th house or Scorpio energy. And it says, embrace change. Your life depends on it. Revealed and concealed. So your soulmate, very similar to last life journey, they're going to have a major transformation, a major awakening moment in this lifetime, and that's going to be the game changer for them. It's like you are born in a sense of awakeness, okay? And you may have different points along your life journey where you have bigger activations and awakenings, okay? Your soulmate is born more in like a 3D mindset, but you both still come through as major arcanas, all right? But they're born with less awareness than you, and it's almost as though there's certain things that have to play out in their life that's kind of crazy, like the rug pulled out from underneath them, in order to help activate and awaken them. So much like last life journey, they have to go through some things to fully activate and turn on and be able to join with you in a very harmonious partnership. All right. But this is much like you. There's a lot of depth to this person. They pick up on energies just like you do. They're very empathic and sensitive. In fact, they may be more emotional and moody than you are, coming through as that death card there. And the death is, you know, the phoenix rising from the ashes of its own ruin. And so this person is a bit self-sabotaging early in life, but there's certain events that play out that really awaken them. And once that happens, they're just a different person. They go into that 5D energy, which really changes, you know, how they treat others, the choices that they make, the way that they live their life, etc. Okay, so let's pull some tarot cards about this life journey that you guys share with each other. Three of Cups, Four of Wands, Movement of Swords, which would be the Knight of Swords, the Spirit of Pentacles, which would be the King of Pentacles, and the Spirit of Wands, which would be the King of Wands. So again, you both are powerful individuals. One of you showing as an earth energy, the other showing as a fire energy. And, you know, even though like you have the moon here and then the Scorpio here, so these are water energies, and then this would be more like earth energy, the Empress and, you know, the Devil card, that's earth, so water and then earth. Here you guys are coming through. One of you very strongly showing with the earth energy, that could indicate earth sign, but this is, I would say, more of like your soulmate, and this is that being more 3D rather than 5D initially. But there does come a point where they do have this beautiful awakening and activation, and they just evolve. They really step up, and then they become an energy that is trustworthy, supportive, loyal, tried, true. Okay, so this is what your soulmate is meant to evolve into this life journey. And then here you are as the Spirit of Wands, and this goes back into your deep connection to Mother Earth Gaia, to the spirit realm. being driven by a different energy than most people, incarnating into this life with 5D perception and understanding rather than shifting into that space, this life journey. Okay, so you are very spiritual, very soul based. You could be fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, but you operate from your intuitive promptings. Your soul is your driving force, whereas your soulmate, I feel like the physical, the 3D is more of their driving force initially. Okay, but you guys are meant to have a lot of happiness and a lot of stability this life journey, and I do feel it comes after they activate and awaken. And you know, you can meet them before that process or after that process. It's going to be different for all of you, but once they awaken, they're stable, they're strong, you can count on them. And I do see like this is somebody in this life journey that you marry. Okay, you love them with all your heart, all your soul. We may struggle with communication issues initially, but again, once they shift and activate and kind of rise and go into that 5D energy, then that's when the communication becomes more soul to soul and fewer words are needed, and there are far less misunderstandings, fights, arguments, disagreements. I just kind of feel like you are a more advanced, evolved energy initially coming into union with them this lifetime, but they awaken and then they're right there with you, like a beautiful mirroring of energies. Okay, so let's pull some more tarot dice for you. All right, so we have the Two of Wands with the Seven of Swords. So I do know this person is going to cause you a bit of heartache. But there's going to be some bumpy roads because I see the Two of Wands as twin flames in a love reading. So here you guys are true soulmates, twin flames, but there is a little bit of heavy energy that you guys are going to work through, and it's like you may be left in a place of waiting on them at some point. Okay, but remember, they're going to get it together, they're going to figure it out, they will have an awakening, and after that they're golden. So let's take a look at their energy. Okay, so yeah, look at that. They are this is such a story. They are the Page of Pentacles, okay? 3D, unawakened, and then here's the Sun, the major awakening and activation, which allows them to transform into this King of Cups energy, whether they are male or female, and that's the full activation going into that 5D energy. Okay, so Spirit has confirmed that for you through the tarot dice. So they are going to have an activation. You come into this life experience definitely more evolved than they are initially. And I don't mean like you're more evolved, just more aware and awakened to yourself and life. You are definitely more 5D from the start than they are. So for you guys, I just want to pull a few more tarot cards before we pull the chakra cards, to kind of look at this energy, this Seven of Swords, and then the point in which, you know, they awaken. Okay, so what do we have? Ace of Pentacles. Some of you, this could be about money. They could be really irresponsible with money or keeping a job, something like that. Like they need to establish themselves. They need to fall hard to figure it out. All right. So some of you, that's definitely it. Or they really struggle to commit to any sort of like romantic connection and relationship. So with the Seven of Swords, we have the Heart of Swords. So there's some painful truths that come through. And we have the Nine of Cups. So I do feel that they lie to you to get their way at times or make false promises to you. So that's what the Seven of Swords is about. It's some deception and false promises that like they can't follow through with. And then look at, yeah, see, they're in the Hanged Man energy, more in that 3D energy, not very awakened. And then, man, the Two of Swords. So the reason why they are deceptive and, you know, maybe not so great at fulfilling and following through is because they don't have the same access to their consciousness, their awareness as you do. But they will have this beautiful activation at some point, and it changes them, and they do feel really bad for anything that they've done and said to you, okay, because they have this evolution take place. But that's hard on you. It is hard on you, just being so awakened and aware, yet, you know, they are not initially. Yeah, it just, at some point you become very defensive with them, and you're just like, ugh, I don't even know if I want to deal with you. You'll know when they have awakened, okay? They will be a very different person, and what they say, what they do, the way they behave will be a lot different than what you have experienced. Yeah, so they've just got to go through some things here. They need to work on gratitude and not taking things for granted. Yeah, and you kind of feel like you're on your own at times with this person. And then there's that devil energy coming through again for them. They may struggle with, like, you know, some substance issues, just being very 3D based, material based. They will overcome that. And I do see that affecting you, and it's like you're waiting on them for a while, but here they are, that beautiful transition from page. I'm 3D because this is like the earth page. I'm 3D. I'm worried about money, and that's that like type of energy. And then they have this beautiful awakening and transform into that King of Cups energy, and that's where they are 100% connected in to their heart space. Okay, and they want to be honest. They want real connection. They're ready for real connection at that point. So let's pull some chakra cards. We have embrace the balance between earth and spirit, and that's you. You are this 5D energy from day one. From day one, my friend. And over here, they are harmony makes the song of life sweeter. So they kind of have to battle some demons out within themselves. Okay, this life journey, and they'll get there. They will get there. They will evolve. They will transform into that King of Cups, and in that space you guys just have a whole different experience. And this life journey, very similar in those emotional connection and the way that plays out for you guys as last life journey. Okay, so those are your messages. I am sending each and every one of you lots of love and light. Take care.